Have you ever thought that a walker might actually be making your balance worse? Several patients of mine come in after a fall and start using a walker right out of the hospital. 100% of them tell me the same thing. Joe, my goal is to get off of this walker and get back to how I used to walk. Sometimes they don't even wait. They just stop using it altogether. So should you be using a walker? Well, real quick, if you haven't met, my name is Joe Sidaway. I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I help older adults live their best years on their own terms. So let's dive right in. So let's say you've just had a fall and you go to the emergency room and they find you have a hip fracture. After patching you up in some initial rounds of PT in the hospital, you're headed home and they give you this walker to use. Now, why might they do that? The main reason we use assisted devices like walkers and canes and all those is that it helps widen the support you have when walking, and in some cases offload the limb that's been affected, like using crutches to keep your foot off the ground or something like that. Think about it like legs on a stool. The wider the stool legs are, the more sturdy it is. Same thing when using a walker. But wouldn't this make your balance worse? A lot of people will say, now I'm becoming dependent on something. A lot of us then think the only way back to how things were before is by totally ditching the walker. Hold up. We need to recognize the pros and the cons of using a walker before trashing it. So hear me out. Let's use an analogy. See, I am blind as a bat. Truthfully, without contacts, I can't see anything around me unless it's like 2 inches away. So what if I decided that wearing contacts or glasses made me too dependent on them, and instead I was gonna walk around without wearing them? Well, now I have to walk slowly to not run into anything. I can't drive myself, and I can't run or exercise safely. So I went from being a slave to my contact lenses, and now I'm chained down by my poor eyesight. In reality, the contact lenses let me experience and do so much more than I ever could without them. That is the same situation with a walker. If you are in a time of your life where you have been advised to use a walker and you choose not to, well, then your walking speed is going to be slower and you'll end up being more sedentary. If you use the walker, you are likely going to take more steps throughout the day, like 10,000 versus 2,000. Because you have better balance, and can take some of the weight off of your legs so they get less tired. After something like a fall, this is very important because the first couple of weeks really can make a huge impact on how well your recovery is. And now the walker is a tool that lets you accelerate your recovery if you use it to be more active. Motion is lotion, baby. So although the con is you are relying on the walker more, the pro is that you can move more than you otherwise would. I see this all the time. People are trying to get rid of the walker too early, and now they can't go to the grocery stores by themselves, can't go to the football games for their grandchildren, can't get around the house without falling, and on and on and on. And not to mention how much stress it places on your loved ones, because now they're constantly worried, are you gonna fall? So while you think it makes you dependent, really you are now able to keep your activity level higher, which is so valuable. We can lose our health in 2 weeks, no question, if we just stop moving. So what if you haven't had a big fall, or some medical provider isn't telling you that you need a walker, but you feel kind of off balance? It's kind of this gray area. That's where I say get linked up with a PT and have them perform a balance assessment. It is well worth the time to have a professional give you constructive advice on where your balance is lacking and how to improve. Once you've gotten all the testing done, this channel right here is a great place to learn about how to build your balance and keep active. Use these free videos as a resource for you. If you got to the end of this video, comment below walker so I know who is out there really trying to get better. And I'll see you in the next video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.